Power Book 2 Ghost may have had its series finale. However, we all know that power never ends. And in this video, I want to talk about Tejada and if he should be the one to receive a spinoff next. What's good, y'all? It's Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Power Book 2 Ghost video. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Power Universe conversations as I am breaking them down and exploring various characters and a potential storylines and what is going to happen next. Because while we again have seen the series finale of Power Book 2 Ghost, I think that we are very far from the end of the Power Universe. All right, so Tejada for me from the very beginning with the beautiful portrayal from Woody McClain was always a compelling, interesting, truly intriguing character. A lot of his internal battles always manifested physically, and he was a character and a villain most times because he is positioned, if not a villain, then definitely as an anti-hero for Tariq St. Patrick from the beginning. He was always a villain that was constantly going after what he wanted, going after his goals. And characters like that, I will always respect and I will probably always lean into. It's the characters that like muddy about and kind of go after what they want, but they're not really sit around and passively like claim that they want this thing, but never actually take action. That to me become forgettable. That to me drag down the story. That to me slow down everything that we're watching play out on the screen. And Kane is the complete opposite, which on a surface level would immediately scream like, yes, we need to see what happens next with this character. But I would argue not only the character development that we got during the series, but also the things that they gave us as nuggets of what could potentially be what Kane next chapter looks like are all prime things to make for an amazing, compelling new spinoff. Starting with him needing to be on the run. He literally killed Noma in front of various police officers, FBI, NYPD, whomever the actual agency was. They actually saw that happen. It will require a lot of bribing. It will require a lot of greasing, a lot of oiling of palms behind the scenes for all of those people to act like that actually did not happen. Now, I think the best part about it is I don't think that a police officer was actually killed or harmed in that actual, firefight or exchange. It was just Noma. So that thing is working for him. However, if he was to pop back up in New York, he still has to answer for that murder. If not any of the ones before, definitely for that one. So he can't actually return to New York, which opens up the rest of the country or the rest of the world for him if he's actually going on the run and going to stay on the run. Now, another thing that we learned in this most recent season of Power Book 2 Ghost is that Kane really has aspirations of being a kingpin and being a name that rings out for decades to come. He talks about wanting to be Frank Lucas. He talks about all of the greats that had come before him and him wanting to arrive to that particular place. And for us to end the series with him not actually at that place, with him basically licking his wounds for the one big swing that he had to try to start to position himself in that way and to lose his mom behind it. I think, again, it makes for very fertile ground for us to launch off into a story that really explores him trying to climb out of the gutter, trying to climb from the place that he has fallen to and really arrive at that place of infamy that he wants within the criminal drug world, right? Him deciding to get married to Noma and align himself with Noma was 100% a strategic move, and that continued to be reaffirmed all throughout season 4. I think we got to see not only his love and care and adoration for Effie strengthen and truly solidify in this season, but we also got to see exactly how much this was business, even though he was also sleeping with Noma, because he was able to make certain decisions. And when it came down to it, when he was told to choose between him, his mama, and Noma, he decided to choose his mama and was willing to take whatever consequences, which spoke to it wasn't actually love. It was literally a means to end. And again, I personally would love to see what that character gets to do now, not attached to another powerful woman, not having a bunch of resources. All he has is a bag of money. He has to figure it out, because one of the things that Kane's strengths is, I think, his perseverance and his resourcefulness. Oh, also his hunger. Like, that man really wants the things that he wants and he's willing to do anything to get it. And I think if you put that combination together, it creates a perfect storm for some very interesting watch, right? So us watching Kane head to Atlanta, head to Miami, head to Detroit, head to Chicago. Yeah, and potentially launch off into another iteration of his criminal career while also still nursing his love for Effie, who gave him the money that was going to help him get away. Again, I think it's a perfect setup for what could be a new season. Now, I think that Woody McClain as the actor who played Kane does a beautiful job and has amazing chemistry with all of his scene partners. It doesn't matter if it was a scene with Tariq, if it was a scene with Davis, it's a scene with Monet. He always seems to be a very, very giving actor, which ultimately helped everybody in the scene, everybody within his part of the story look better. So I also, in addition to wanting to see Kane and what the next chapter would look like, I would also love to see the world and the people that would emerge as he is trying to climb his way to the tops of the criminal hierarchy in the United States or abroad. I think that they could bring so many colorful characters in, one as anti-heroes, as additional allies, as whomever, to really support and or try to fool Kane's plans and climbing himself up. And for us to have the backstory of not only Power Book 2 Ghost, but like knowing and being in the Power universe for over 10 years with the original Power and knowing how things go, I think that there's still so many other places where this could play out. I would love to see London. And I think that there is room for them to create really great characters. As we entered into Power Book 2 Ghost, when I wasn't truly a fan of Tariq and I was really kind of hate watching because I wanted to see him catch hell for all of the things that he had done in Power, I think that the Tejadas were a beautiful family to introduce, and they really added such color and nuance to Power as a universe. And I really just can only imagine what the writers could come up with who else they would introduce Kane to. And also, in addition to like him branching out and experiencing new people and experiencing new places, I also would love to see track what he's doing internally and mentally, because I do believe that Effie could be the one for him. He could believe that Effie is the one for him, and him have that gnawing at her of like keeping track of where Effie is in life. Is Effie okay? Him wanting to pay Effie back, but then ultimately like he has this one goal of wanting to become this drug kingpin, this drug lord, cool, and feel like he's big man in the world leading everything. But then ultimately like another want that has slowly been gnawing at him and slowly been eating at him is his desire for like family love, and that could potentially be with Effie. But then there's additional conflict there because Effie doesn't actually want to be in the game. Effie looks at the game as a means to an end. So then ultimately, while we're watching like in his spinoff in the first 2 seasons, we can watch Kane set up an organization and build all this stuff, and then maybe season 3 for that looks like he goes back for Effie, and Effie like, hell no, I'm finally out. I'm doing my robots over in over in Stanford. I'm in California living my best life. I'm not coming back in for you, and I don't give a damn how much I love you. I don't give a damn how much you love me. Now, I know that might be a tough sell for some of the people who are still not Effie fans, but I personally believe it would be really, really, really great TV. Okay, so we got Kane pursuing his desire to be just this immense kingpin and be the name above names in the criminal hall of fame, right? Then we also have his potential love and that gnawing at him and pulling at him. Then you still also have the other Tejada children and whatever the hell they're doing. They add additional layering where they don't have to be series regulars. They don't have to be people who are constantly within Kane's world in the spinoff, but they could be additional ties to the past for nostalgia for us, but then also additional foils or additional allies as Kane pursues his goal. So all that to say, yes, Kane 100% to me deserves a spinoff, and I think that he would be just the most logical and the most interesting choice to continue on in the Power universe and to continue the tone as we have seen it, because he is a man who is capable of various things. He's a killer. He can move some weight, but he also got a heart and he gives a damn about some people. And every now and again, he loves his mama. He's reeling from the grief of the death of Monet and the potential guilt that he holds for putting her in that position to sacrifice herself for them. He's also sitting with the fact of like, he struggled all of his life with, does Monet love me? Am I just a soldier to her, or am I her son? And ultimately, with her last breath, she proved to me that I am actually her son and that she actually loves me, and what that is going to do to his brain. Like, y'all, we actually need to see what happens next to Kane, because this is just the beginning of his story. We thought we saw some stuff before, but now is where the meat and potatoes are, and I would really love to see it. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Tell me your thoughts. Would you want to see a Kane spinoff? What would you want to see happen if we were given a Kane spinoff? And we can keep the Power Book 2 Ghost conversation going regardless of the series ending. It's your girl, Saxe, Let's Talk TV with, and I'm going to see you on my next video.